Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for being here and for being so patient. It's been about a month since my last video. I had just gone into hospital and had about a week of updating all of you on Instagram and WhatsApp, and I think I dropped one last video just to let you guys know, boy, I'm about to go in and it's not looking great. I think where I left off was telling you all that I had picked up an infection, some kind of paraflu they called it, and let me tell you, that thing licked me for 6, on top of all the other things that I was supposed to expect with having a bone marrow transplant. Yeah, so I managed to get myself some sky high temperatures that were at like 40 degrees, and in this wonderful hot weather that we're having here in England. Yeah, let me tell you, this thing they call mucositis is one of the known and expected things that will happen to you. It's where the chemo affects your stomach lining and your throat, and you can't swallow. Like, it's a mad thing. Let me just tell you, they had medication for it, but there were literally maybe 3 days where I couldn't even produce my own saliva, and so they gave me this fake spray that helped with that, and some other things to help with what felt like swallowing stones. It was that bad. I was taking oral morph before any type of meal, and when I say meal, we're talking liquid meals here, because I couldn't eat. No, I didn't eat properly for about a week and a half of being in hospital. I was having those power drinks they call Ensure. It's like a type of meal replacement or something. But let me tell you, they threatened me with the tube, and I'm like, nope. I don't care how much I'm not eating, I will try to drink as much as it hurts, but I have no tube go down my nose and my throat into my belly. No, thank you. And there's just some lines that you're like, I don't know about all that. Some things I just cannot tolerate, that being one. So pretty much being knocked out by temperatures and headaches, and they had to put me on a PCA, so I was having morphine as and when I needed it. I didn't expect to have this many different things being complicated. It was quite frustrating for a few days, to be fair, where some of the nurses said to me, you didn't even open your eyes on some days. You didn't want to see anybody, you didn't want the curtains open. Let me tell you, the natural light was hurting my eyes. They didn't know how much, alright, too much information, how much I was going number 1 or number 2. So I had to have a tube called a catheter put in. Yeah, it's going downhill, isn't it, when they won't even let you go to the toilet on your own. Yeah. Okay, TMI over. Then I had to have the head shaved because the hair was starting to fall off into my eyes. I just want to say, I think these hospitals really need to employ some freelance barbers or hairdressers or something, because anyway, that's for another video. Yeah, it's a very delicate moment, right? And I think it could be handled with a little bit more grace, let's put it that way. But yeah, besides all of that, this coughing from this flu had me throwing up all the time, and I'm having to have anti-sickness drugs before I eat, and it's just all these random drugs that really I shouldn't have needed to have, which is a shame. But hey, this was my experience, right? So I'd say for about a week, and no one was hearing from me. This was the state of affairs that was taking place. See, my voice still hasn't even come back properly from this paraflu nonsense. I'm still coughing. I did try, I did try and drink the pineapple juice with the turmeric and ginger, but I could not even swallow that. And then the ginger was too harsh for the stomach lining. After all of that got mashed up. Yeah. I did try, I really did try. But I tell you what did save me though was coconut water, because it quickly rehydrated me, especially when it was a lot easier to swallow than normal water for some reason. Put lots of ice in there. Oh, it was just divine, let me tell you. So all along the way, things that they need to start checking is whether I'm going to need top-up bloods, more platelets. Thankfully, I only ever needed this once while I was there, but something I did have to have quite a bit of was potassium. I always seem to run quite low with that when I'm in hospital. Who knows? I've been eating the bananas, but clearly it's not enough. I'm just glad they didn't give it to me in tablet form, because that thing did not taste nice. So, of course, they had to put another cannula in with all this IV medication they had to be giving me. I was defiant, because I'm like, yeah, you better get me someone from theatre to put that in, because I'm not letting any of you nurses who've been destroying my hands all week trying to take blood cultures for every fever that I caught. If you did ever see my hands, mighty rock. There wasn't anything left for them to try, let me tell you, yeah? I feel sorry for them, But I thank God for the two, Daniela and, what was her name? I think it was Maxine. I could be very wrong here. But they were the only two nurses that could find veins. And if they were not on duty, Lord help us all. Anyhow, they obliged, because I was adamant no one is touching me with getting what cannula from where. I tell you, I was so happy to see the man when he came at after 12 in the morning. I couldn't stop thanking him. I was like, I know I was not on your schedule for today. Thank you so much for obliging and coming all the way up here just to get me a vein. So, of course, they have to use the ultrasound machine with me, because, yeah, it's that deep. And I like that he was so in tune, because he asked me, okay, where's the best vein? I know my body, right? Cannot believe someone finally asked me where to go. And they actually listened. And we were successful, and this cannula lasted me till the day I left. We praise Jesus, yes we do. So, needless to say, they were very happy with my blood results, because they were climbing very quickly, They sounded rather surprised, but we weren't we weren't surprised at all, because God is on this case, right? Okay. My doctor was only too happy to let his team know, here is your proof and your evidence of a patient who did not need to use the traditional route for the medication that they normally would use when harvesting stem cells and when doing a bone marrow transplant. I think they were like, oh wow. I mean, I don't know the ins and outs of it, but basically there's a drug that they normally give to patients that they did not give to me because of my complications with sickle cell. I think this drug is called GSF. It's the drug that's used to stimulate the bone marrow to come out of your bone marrow into the bloodstream, and that's how they collect your stem cells. They used a different one with me, just because of the risks involved with me having sickle cell. As we know, I had a successful collection, And what we should also know is that when I had the cells given back to me, they went in like they had a mission. Yeah, they were given an assignment, they were on a mission, and they're like, let us go. My nurses kept commenting, just like, oh my goodness, this is just amazing. I've never, wow. But like I said, we know God is on the case, right? So we expect nothing less. Right. So, needless to say, really good results. Everything went so swiftly. They were just like, right, gonna be sending you home in a couple of days. I'm looking at them like, I'm still pressing the call bell. What do you mean you're sending me home? To be fair though, you know, they are pretty much like, once you no longer need IV medication, then you need to be at home recuperating. And I agree, because you don't want to be in there. I'm already in there 3 weeks. I don't want to be in there trying to catch nothing more. But bear in mind, the toilet is literally right there. I only have to walk a few steps to get to it, and that's as far as I've walked in 2 weeks now. And I'm thinking, you're sending me home. I have stairs in my house. I have a 3-year-old. Yeah, good luck to me, innit? So what's it been like since I've come out of hospital? Super challenging. I've never felt this unwell at home. Usually I have medics around me when I feel so weak and unable to help myself.